Hello there, lovely good evening and welcome to Camnet TV Main News. Today, the 3rd of July in the year 2024. Let's take a look at the headlines. Lusaka residents urge government for affordable solar amid power cuts. Speaker declares 9 PFMP seats vacant. New Zambia Yuan Party demands use of local solutions. In international news this evening, Colorado man gets 60 years imprisonment for fire that killed Senegalese family. And in sports this evening, Mape names 22 Copper Queens for Paris Olympics. These and many more stories after the break.
With this impending drought, it's time we look to alternatives of sustaining our crops. We as ISDP are promoting irrigation and water harvesting as the solution to challenges posed by climate change. Watch our 13-week series as we unfold the solutions for our crops. Catch us every Monday at 2040 hours, repeats every Tuesday at 1910.
With the main news in detail, my name is Tapelo Joe Smata. 2 suspects alleged to have been behind the killing of a 30-year-old younger driver of Lusaka's Garden House area have been arrested while investigations continue. Police Deputy Spokesperson Danny Mwale has confirmed the arrest of the 2 suspects with an assurance of investigations continuing in the matter. The late younger driver, identified as Aaron Katongo, went missing on June 5th, 2024, and was a day after found dead in Lusaka's 7070 road. Some Lusaka residents are calling on government to take deliberate actions towards ensuring ordinary citizens afford solar energy systems in their homes and businesses amidst the energy crisis. The residents tell Camnet News that although taxes were removed from the importation of solar equipment, retailers are still reselling them at exorbitant prices to the displeasure of many. President Hakainde Hichilema in his press addresses has emphasized the need for Zambians to adjust to solar energy. More in this report.
In the wake of a drought-induced load shedding in the country, the head of state has emphasized the need for Zambians to integrate to the use of solar energy. Mr. Hakainde Hichilema on the 26th of June 2024 urged citizens to reduce their dependence on ZESCO and find alternative energy solutions. Camnet TV visited few solar system stores to find out how much alternative energy sources are priced in Lusaka. This journalist was informed that rechargeable lighting bulbs range from 100 kwacha to 250 kwacha depending on the size and lighting duration. Wireless backup and off-the-grid inverters for residential and office use range from 5,000 kwacha to 50,000 kwacha depending on the kVs of the inverter. And solar system suppliers say business is still not thriving as most people cannot afford the various solar systems.
An off-grid and a hybrid. So we talk about a backup inverter. This is a type of inverter that uses ZESCO to power up. An off-grid uses panels to power up, uses both solar panels and ZESCO to power up. So these inverters start from a 1 kVA inverter to a 10 kVA inverter and range from the price of 5,000 to 48,000 depending on your customer's budget. So
we're having challenges even with clients to buy the solar panels and the inverters because I think money is a challenge in the circulation. And with this economic situation, it's also difficult for citizens to switch to the solar panels. So it's a challenge. We appeal to the government to just ensure that they do what they promised the Zambian people by eradicating the issue of load shedding. Zambian people have no cash, and money is a challenge. So even us, we try to do this business, but it's also very difficult.
Meanwhile, members of the public have called on government to implement deliberate actions to ensure that every Zambian can afford solar equipment.
Us to use the solar, because we can't depend on hydro. Because we don't know this if it's rain or if it's rain. We don't. So solar better, and it has to be cheap, but each and everyone can afford it. The household can afford it. That's what I can say. To put it on a point, babauze but vantu vena vakurisa masolar items vachako reduce kamtengo, at least kankara ko affordable, so timbogula, because this drought, we don't know when we are going to end this thing. We don't know when it's going to stop. But we are only appealing to the government kuti abantu vachako reduce na veve, so tikasha afford kugula isi those things akwanisi.
Cherish Sibote for Camnet News, Lusaka.
From Lusaka to Western Province, in Mangu in particular, where some residents of Nakanya Ward of Nalikwanda constituency of Mangu are appealing to government to construct permanent structures and provide desks at Lifuti Community School. According to a chairperson of Lifuti Community School, Francis Mulovela, the school faces numerous challenges including lack of permanent structures, desks and teachers. However, Nakanya Ward Councillor Kachana Mubita acknowledges the situation and assures to address the issue. More in this report.
Area in Nalikwanda constituency are urging the government to construct a permanent structure at Lifuti Community School, which currently lacks adequate infrastructure despite having a student population of over 295 pupils. Speaking to this reporter, PTA chairperson of Lifuti Community School, Francis Mulovela, made an appeal to the government to address the issue, citing the need for permanent structures and desks. Makilasi kiama nyinyani 1 to 7 unani 2 classes fela kona kulibanana abapala kuituta hande bakensaka lolo yamakilasi kwinyani kya kwichapa chapa kikuli maloti nibona kibaba nyinyani unani fela ni 2 baloti grade 1 to 7 kiwa abakwanisi kuluta makilasi yao kaofela mpaka muso kulibakone kulutali mela likazeo balwekeze kwa kalo ya baloti baluya hele kwa kalo ya makilasi kulibana baluna bakene hande. Other residents echoed their concerns, highlighting the challenges faced by the school.
School sauna skafa grade 1 up to grade 7. Luna ni matata makilasi fa school sauna. Aluna permanent structure fa school sauna. Mi makilasi kama beli fela lunani. Luna ni butata wabaruti abana hande mandu. School sauna na kuyalitabula. Kisiko sibona kuisawa momo kama ina kwa mkonji siwele wana basikocho ina lukupa 10 muso kuli mukone kulutusa mukona kulutusa ni mama lukwa mama tayi kwa nimba desk hayo muluti ni tebu ka fera hana sikwalo sesi musale sesi nzi kwale kwandu basibona kisabu chwani samuluti akutokwa hali twa muluti wa muso kuikwalisa sikwalo sabu chwani
neba na basiko bafita 295 basiko saluna chekwa no lukupa 10 na bamuso kuli mukone kulubona kwa tenti bana kaofela bakene likolo muntu yala otene be 1/4 amka yala 1/4 ni mandu amalalo amaluti kukavande uti amka.
However, Nakanya Ward Councillor Kachana Mubita offered reassurance acknowledging the issue and promising government support to address the situation.
On community school, we have asked the DEBs to give us some teachers. For that, she have promised to give us 2 teachers, and we are waiting for that teachers. Not only Lifuti, I have 3 community schools in my ward. We have Lifuti, Sinyange, and the number 4 community school. Lifuti, we have 1 trained teacher. Number 4, we don't have a trained teacher. Sinyange, we don't have a trained teacher, but I'm asking the government to give me some trained teachers, so that our children can access a good education.
Msewa Kabila, Camnet News in Mungu District, Western Province.
The private security companies of Zambia has advised those security companies in the country to equip their security personnel with the necessary skills and equipment to protect themselves at all times. Association President Francis Mukuka highlights the need for security guards to be protected while on duty. Mr. Mukuka's remarks follows an incident that occurred over the weekend at a main Lusaka filling station where security guards were attacked by armed criminals. Details in this report.
Following a video that circulated on social media platforms on the 24th of June 2024 of how security guards were attacked by unknown individuals at a named filling station in Lusaka, Private Security Companies Association of Zambia says it is unfortunate that the security guards went through such an ordeal. Association President Francis Mukuka says the association has continuously urged security companies to equip their employees with mandatory protective gear and skills to protect and prevent crime during their operations.
And we have been actually sensitizing people, not only because of this current situation that is happening in these shopping malls and filling stations. We have urged our companies to make sure that they equip their security officers, to nearly every security company, that they should be very alert, most especially this load shedding period, because you find that even there are some areas where they don't have an alternative or power to provide on those areas. When the power goes, then it becomes dark all over. So we tell them to actually they should provide, and also to talk to the client.
Mr. Mukuka has also called on clients to invest in security technologies at their properties to help the guards to effectively protect their property.
To advise clients, because mostly it's the clients, most especially those filling stations, we urge them that they should also invest in security. Security is something that people should not compromise. We understand that security guards also should also be very alert, in the sense that they should not allow vehicles coming at the filling station and park for some time. It's better that you watch from afar. You first to start getting the number plate of the vehicle, and if there's chances of trying to approach them to find out why they parked, you can do so. But if they don't, I think it's better that they alert the state security. As private security companies, the Association of Zambia, we work hand in hand with the state security, because we still believe that we also contribute where security is concerned.
Cherish Siwode for Camnet News, Lusaka.
In political news this evening, the opposition Zambia We Want, a newly formed political party, has called for the need to utilize local solutions to the country's challenges. Speaking during the unveiling ceremony, interim party chairperson Professor Patrick Kalifungwa says the challenges currently being faced can be resolved by way of local means, unlike foreign aid. Meanwhile, senior member of the party, Robert Chinga, claims the progress made in the debt restructuring process is not worth celebrating as it has future repercussions. Another senior member, Richo Siamunene, vows to build capacity in the locals to efficiently run the country's basic sectors with challenges. More details in this report.
Since 1964, Zambia has seen a growing trend in the number of political parties joining the political scene with aspirations to govern once given an opportunity. With over 20 registered political parties, a new political party, the Zambia We Want, has been unveiled with a stance to provide the much-needed actions key to spur the country's development. Speaking during the unveiling ceremony Wednesday, interim chairperson Professor Patrick Kalifungwa provided 7 pillars on what the party believes should be key solutions for development to be seen in Zambia.
Vote for them. Populism, with its outrageous and untenable fake promises, having been the acceptable practice of our politics, particularly in the last 15 years, can never be a solution to our national problems. We have to be truthful, be realistic, competent, and knowledgeable in all our understanding of our problems, and boldly and be courageous in resolving the problems that we have.
Other speakers include Mohabi Lungu and Ernest Mansa, who criticized the government's stance on the cost of living and efforts to promote peace in the country.
In this place, there was nothing but disillusionment. This is the feeling of the majority of the people in Zambia, that the gains of independence don't seem to show, and all of us have become disillusioned. And I know
real trouble. We have serious problems. No country on earth owes us a living. No one gives us money without wanting it back.
However, on the country's economic growth, the party members allege mismanagement by the current administration and want all sectors to be driven by the locals once it forms government.
We shall look to the north, nor shall we look to the south, but we shall look internally for our own survival. Nobody owes us a living. Nobody owes our children a living. Nobody owes our grandchildren a living. Instead, we shall always seek to establish and maintain our Pan-Africanist stand in all our relationships, ensuring that they are mutually beneficial to our country as well as to our neighbors and partners further afield. Hence, we shall always
the past. There is no hope for this country. We have to change all the systems and bring in new systems that will give every Zambian, young or old, that opportunity to contribute.
People committed to service rather than enriching themselves. And the only people who can stop that is us who vote. I challenge you as Zambians, think about who you are going to vote for next. What are they going to do for you?
As the Zambia We Want party has been unveiled and seeks to elect its leaders by August 2024, Zambians are the bosses to determine their stay in the country's political scene. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Still in political news, fired Opposition Secretary General of Patriotic Front PF-led faction Morgan Ngona has sued faction President Mao Sampa for dissolving the party Central Committee without approval for the decision. Mr. Ngona, in a statement of claims filed before the Lusaka High Court, seeks the court's intervention to declare the decision by Mr. Sampa illegal due to lack of authority for the action. On 28th June, in a letter, faction President Mao Sampa fired Mr. Ngona as Secretary General for undisclosed reasons. Details in the following report.
The past 7 days has seen changes being made in the Opposition Patriotic Front from parliamentary to party level by faction President Mao Sampa, actions allegedly linked to a purported meeting Mr. Sampa and former President Edgar Lungu had by some sections of society. On 30th June 2024, Mr. Sampa appointed Mlenga Kampamba as new leader of the opposition and Brenda Nyirenda as whip in parliament, replacing Robert Chabinga and Anton Mumba. Later, he fired Morgan Ngona as Secretary General of the party. However, Mr. Ngona has challenged his firing as Secretary General of the party and his removal from the Central Committee before the Lusaka High Court. In a statement of claim filed before the Lusaka High Court, Mr. Ngona wants the court to declare the decision of Mr. Sampa illegal, claiming he has no authority. Mr. Ngona is also seeking an order of the court to stay the decision until his matter is fully determined, and argues that on June 27, 2024, Mr. Sampa asked the plaintiff to write a letter to the Speaker of the National Assembly, Nelly Muti, informing her that the decision to expel 9 members of parliament had been reversed. He says, however, he declined to comply with the instructions of Mr. Sampa on account that the decision had to be subjected to ratification by the Central Committee as per the party constitution. He submits that he disagreed with Mr. Sampa, who later accused him of insubordination and proceeded to write the said letter to the Speaker, pardoning 7 out of the 9 expelled PF MPs. But in the turn of events, while many await for the reasons behind the changes, 9 Patriotic Front constituencies have been declared vacant by Parliament, affecting Pambashe constituency, Lupososhi, Kawambwa, Kamfinsa, Chitambo, Mporokoso, Shuangandu, Chilubi, and Lunte. This followed the ruling by the Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Moyo.
Namely, Mr. R.K. Chitotela MP, Mr. N. Chilangwa MP, Mr. M. Pakata MP, Mr. C. Kangombe MP, Mr. Aramtale MP, Mr. B. M. Munduwile MP, Mr. S. Kampiongo MP, Mr. M. Fube MP, and Mr. M. Kafwaya, members of Parliament for Mambashe, Kawambwa, Lupososhi, Kafinsa, Chitambo, Mpolokoso, Shuangandu, Chilubi, and Lunte constituencies respectively. He stated that following the expansion from the PF, the 9 members took legal action against Mr. Maos B. Sampa, Member of Parliament for Matero.
The declaration of the 9 seats means by-election in the parliamentary constituencies which have been declared vacant are the resources available given the obtaining economic status of the country. Nelson Zulu for Camnet News, Lusaka.
Zanis reports that Attorney General Mulilo Kabesha has observed that asset recovery has become a vital tool in the fight against corruption globally. Mr. Kabesha says this is the reason government has embarked on legal reforms to align the Zambian laws on forfeited asset management with international best practices. The Attorney General has further noted that forfeited assets allow countries to channel them towards developmental projects, at the same time depriving criminals from illicit gains. Zanis reports